Well, Polkadot is maintaining the 5th rank on CoinMarketCap because it's got 18.4 billion market cap, absolutely humongous, as they've been listed on a Swiss stock exchange on the 4th of February. So as you could imagine, there's a lot of hype. There are potential big investors that are going to be investing in Polkadot, and this is of course before the Coinbase listing and before the parachain auctions launch, which of course is going to cause more hype with Polkadot's price, as more and more DOT are going to get locked up between 6 months and 2 years. So that's a really long time that we're going to have DOT out of circulation, right? Out of circulation. Not to mention that a lot of this DOT has already been staked. It's unlikely that a lot of these stakers are going to be unstaking. Perhaps some of them will do, as we're going to have the Kusama parachain auctions launch before that. So it'll have some time, knowing that the Polkadot ones will be after. So they could be just starting the unstaking process then. If they want to take part, they'll have to wait 28 days, of course. But the purpose of today's video is to get the news from the Polkadot ecosystem for the next 3 projects building on Polkadot, of course, and all 3 of these do want to be parachains. One of them is of course building a DEX, and we know how important DEXs are on the Polkadot ecosystem. As the ecosystem matures, and we're going to see more and more parachains on it, and we want to be trading these parachains, right? So without further ado, let's talk about these 3 projects that I've actually done reviews of. Well, less on Clover, because these guys had just received the Wave 9 Web3 Foundation grant, and I have done a video on that explaining which ones have received that, and I did go through a lot of those projects. So I didn't look into Clover Finance in detail, but they are building an operating system on Polkadot which is related to DeFi. So I will be doing a dedicated review at some point on Clover, but we're going to be talking about the latest news that we've got from them, because I am keeping an eye out on these projects. Just to find out what's going on, right, and to know when we can actually start getting in. And of course, because they're actually doing this, they're going to be a parachain. Of course, they're going to take part in the parachain auction. So I don't think we'll be able to get them until then, but it's likely that they are going to be adding an ERC20 equivalent, perhaps, right? I'm not 100% sure on this. So it's just something to keep in mind. At the moment, they are not listed, I believe, so just be careful with that. I don't think they have an ERC20 equivalent right now. I know there is a scam out there which is trying to copy the name. So don't buy into that scam. That's not Clover Finance. But without further ado, so we've got 1 billion Clover tokens that are going to be created through a token generation event. So that pretty much tells you here that until they do that, then it's not actually listed. Now, the EVM compatibility to easily deploy Ethereum dApps on Polkadot and create trustless two-way pegs is one of their features between ERC20 and DOT-based assets. There's the unique incentive structure that creates passive income streams for developers. As we know, we need to have this kind of incentive, right? Identify the fee-based schedule identities, frequent dApp users, and rewards them with the lower gas fees. Okay. Now, gasless transactions solve the gas issue by taking the transaction fee directly from the transacted asset. Okay, that's one of the other features as well. And we can see here how they're going to be distributing it. So this is again from February. This is from the 2nd of February. We're only looking at the February news. We don't really care about what happened before, because the whole purpose of this video is to focus on the February news for 3 projects building on Polkadot. Again, on this channel, if you're not already subscribed, please do so if you want to keep up to date with the news from the Polkadot ecosystem, because it's just so hard to follow everything with all this DeFi hype out there, with all these food tokens, with all these scammy tokens, rug pulls, all this on Uniswap. And now with Ethereum's price being so high, people are not so motivated anymore, and they're looking at Polkadot now, especially with the IPOs starting very soon with Kusama. Again, Clover Finance is a Polkadot parachain committed to providing easy-to-use blockchain infrastructure and creating a one-stop virtual machine-compatible framework for substrate-based applications. So it's not just so straightforward here. We're talking about a virtual machine, and here we can see, of course, Polkadot Substrate, Kusama, and Chainx, my favorite project, is also going to be partnering, or has partnered, with Clover. But again, until we've got the actual products, even though they're partnered, they're not actually doing anything together right now. They're just probably discussing, probably having meetings, strategies, etc. But it's not until we're going to see these products live that we'll see how this whole ecosystem is going to mature. And of course, Crust as well, Plasm, and so on for storage. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Now, another update that we've got here is with relation to the blockchain infrastructure. So this was again from the 28th of January. It is a pinned tweet, but it just kind of shows you how what Clover is about. If you want to read more about it, again, do check their website, but I think this Medium post should actually cover it. So yeah, I mean, just the parachain for cross-chain DeFi interoperability, it is going to be like an operating system, because we're going to have all these different assets from the native blockchains, which is Ethereum, for example, and other blockchains, maybe Cardano too, eventually, and with Polkadot, right, and how they're all going to work together. So yeah, DeFi is going to be a big thing, especially for Polkadot too, considering the fees. The fees are much lower, right? There's all the reason to actually start supplying liquidity and doing yield farming on Polkadot. There's all the reason in the world, just because you're only paying a couple of cents, right? Versus Ethereum, 70 bucks for a transaction. Like I got an airdrop, probably I think it was 2019 or so, of a specific token on an ERC21, and I haven't touched that airdrop because it was only worth like $1, and now it's worth like 60 bucks. But when I wanted to send it to Binance, I saw that I have to pay over 70 bucks for the fees, so I was put off by that. It's like, Jesus, so what am I got an airdrop, it's worth that much, and I can't even sell that airdrop now because I have to pay more in Ethereum for the fee in order to sell it. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? So yeah, ETH 2.0 is badly needed, but until then, Polkadot are coming strong and fast from behind. So 2021 is the year of Polkadot, no doubt about it. Cardano still have a long way to go. I know they're launching smart contracts, but anyway, in this video I just want to focus on the Polkadot ecosystem to not bore you. So the next one I want to talk about is Zenlink, again another one I'm very bullish on. So this is from the 2nd of February. This was the first news of the month that we had from them, and this is regarding, of course, the Polkadot.js integration, and I've seen Chainx also get integrated here, and that's really bullish, as they're preparing for the Rokoku testnet, which they need to go on in order to participate in the parachain auctions. So if you haven't watched that video where I discuss about the parachain auctions, do watch it. You'll understand what they're all about, what parachains are about. But Rokoku testnet is very important, right? We need to have these projects building on there to be able to test before the parachain auction, because of course they'll need to bond that parachain, right? Otherwise, how are they going to develop on it? They need to have it ready. So that's pretty much why we need to have the Polkadot.js integration here, as you can see. So yeah, Zenlink are doing that, as we can see here, very obvious from this. Now, the other thing is Zenlink and Darwinia, and I've covered this in a previous news video in relation to Polkadot, where I was talking about Darwinia, and that Darwinia are partnering with Zenlink. So again, Zenlink are also tweeting about it. They're thrilled to partner with Darwinia Network, and how they're going to be using the cross-chain DEX protocol together with Darwinia's bridge, which is going to bring NFTs from native blockchains over to Polkadot. And one other thing is that they've also they've retweeted this tweet from Polka World here. So they basically got a monthly report of the Polkadot eco project. So Akala, Zenlink are mentioned here, Bifrost, Plaza, Fala, Darwinia, Cross, Chainx. So as you can see here, all of these are working together. All of these are working together, and I can't be more bullish. So all eyes are on these projects. Now, what's to stop, of course, the big exchanges from listing all of these? I know Akala are probably the most hyped out of all of them, following by Plasm. I think Plasm is the second most hyped. Probably Fala Network after, or Bifrost, and then Chainx and Darwinia are probably more at the bottom. And Crossed too with the storage solution. But nevertheless, I mean, all of them are going to do well in my personal opinion. Again, don't take this as financial advice. I'm just really hyped about the Polkadot ecosystem. So that's why I always talk about it. But again, all of these parachains can easily integrate with the Zenlink DEX module and share liquidity with other parachains, right? So that's why they're tagging all of them here. And of course, they're tagging Chainx, my favorite, first. And Chainx has a lot of following, right? 45.7k followers on Twitter. So no wonder they've won that vote to get listed on OKX. And I think that OKX are going to be supporting the parachain auctions. Then Huobi are going to be supporting it when it happens as well, or before it happens. And likely Binance too, because everyone wants a piece of the pie, all those exchanges. And they're going to be paying bonuses, right? So yeah, I think that after PCX launch on, or list on on OKX. I think that Huobi is likely going to follow, and again the same will happen with Zenlink. Zenlink is very likely going to get listed on OKX. I'm very sure it's going to get listed on MXC. MXC tends to list all Polkadot projects at the beginning, and then likely later on we're going to see Huobi and Binance also list Zenlink. So yeah, another one that I'm really bullish on, that I've got my eyes on. Now finally, let's talk about Polkadex. I've got my eyes on this too because we need a DEX, right? I know I done a tutorial on PolkaSwap yesterday on the testnet, so do check that out if you're interested. It looks a lot like Uniswap, but I'm really hyped about Polkadex because it's got an actual GUI that you can use with an order book. So I've done a tutorial on how their test DEX looks like, so do check that out as well. It should pop up on the top right hand corner of the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, do search for it in the video. Actually, I'm going to be posting it in the description of this video, a link to that video where I actually cover it. It's towards the end of the video where I do the where I look at their DEX, but it looks pretty awesome, right? I mean, it's similar to Switcho, for example. I've done Switcho tutorials in the past from the Neo ecosystem. So yeah, the GUI is definitely slicker. I like the Polkadex GUI a lot more. So again, Polkadex is a fully decentralized peer-to-peer. Now, I don't know if fully decentralized, like I would say probably 90%, 80%, but nothing is fully decentralized, right? Once you have a website that can be shut down, then it's not 100% decentralized. So their network is not decentralized, right? But again, they are almost decentralized. So that's very good. Peer-to-peer, right? Order book-based cryptocurrency exchange for the DeFi ecosystem built on Substrate, the same framework that powers Polkadot, of course, and you can check their light paper here. Now, Polkadex also uses the KILT protocol. So what's that? It uses the zero-knowledge proof of identity obtained from the KILT protocol to secure KYC details. Wow, that's interesting. So we're going to have the KYC details on the blockchain now. So yeah, very, very good. Now, this ensures that Polkadex does not store or access customer data or compromise their privacy. Okay, so that's good. That's good. So KILT seem to be doing something interesting that it's one of those projects I need to take a look at, right? But this is how you learn about these. I mean, looking at these tweets from the projects that you do follow, you realize that there are other projects out there that are doing interesting things to help this ecosystem. I know voting should be on the blockchain too. Now, of course, they've got their roadmap here. So this was posted on the 4th of February. This is their roadmap. So in Q1 or Q2 of this year, we're going to be seeing the mainnet and also the public ICO. So yes, we really want to see that happening because when they're going to have the public ICO, there's going to be a lot of hype. Just mark my words, there's going to be a lot of hype for Polkadex because Polkadex are going to be used. People are going to need to use a DEX on the Polkadot ecosystem to trade. If you want to sell for example, I'm staking ChainX, right? So I'm getting the PCX rewards. So if I want to sell those PCX rewards for KSM, maybe I want to do something right now with KSM, right? Or maybe with DOT, or maybe with something else, right? So I need that DEX to be able to access those funds instantly, or at least very, very quickly using the Polkadot.js web browser, right? Because you need to have, or sorry, a browser-based wallet, because I need to have access to the wallet. I need to be able to share the wallet information across the Polkadot ecosystem, right? I'm using the same public address, or maybe a different public address, but overall is the same wallet that allows you to interact with the Polkadot ecosystem, right? Between all these different parachains. So that's why Polkadex is going to be very important. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Parachain development is not going to be till Q3 or Q4 of this year, so it's going to be some time, but nevertheless, 2021 is a big year for DOT. So yeah, this is it from today's video. Let me know what you think of these updates. Are you bullish on these three projects too, as bullish as I am? And are you looking forward to seeing them go live and to be able to maybe accumulate some as well? Let me know again in the comments below. But thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye.